Ryron Gracie, Rener Gracie. In 1993, our father, Ryron Gracie, created the Ultimate Fighting Championship to showcase the importance, the effectiveness of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu to the world.
It worked. The U.S. Army jumped on board soon thereafter. And now military and law enforcement personnel are using it all over the world. Now that every professional fighter has added Jiu-Jitsu to their arsenal, we're breaking down precisely how they're using it so you can add it to yours. GSP, Jake Shields.
Jake has incorporated Jiu-Jitsu into his arsenal.
What about GSP?
For sure. GSP has also.
They're both black belts.
Of course. But GSP knew that his chance of winning was what?
100% keep it on his feet.
Standing up, not go to the ground. You can tell.
Right.
Because he didn't really want to go to the ground.
Right.
Those takedowns, they weren't saying that I want to take Jake to the ground. They were saying, yo, let me get a point real quick.
And it was always towards the end of the round. He would
Genius.
get the takedown, and he would win the rounds that way, which is great.
He's a genius. And Jake,
Good strategy.
And Jake, I think the coolest thing for me is I think that Jake did not go for 79 single-leg attempts.
Right.
Because normally Jake doesn't stop. He goes. But GSP expected that.
And Jake respected GSP's preparation,
His sprawls.
and his takedown neutralization, so he wasn't overly committed to the takedown, and he stood there and he traded, to the best of his ability.
Targ did a good job.
And he, definitely kept it real. But Jake cut GSP pretty good too. GSP's left eye couldn't see out of it, cut him pretty good.
Well, Jake gets punched more, so his face is a little thicker. So that you could tell in the end Jake looked better.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it was. Bottom line is GSP fought the right strategy. He played the MMA game the way it had to be played to win that fight, and it wasn't the most entertaining fight in the world, but man, he did his thing.
and Jake walked away, right? Surviving 5 rounds of the most deadly man in the world, GSP.
Yeah,
supposedly in that weight class, pound for pound. So good job to Jake and good job to GSP for being the athlete that you are.
Yeah, very cool. Now, since there wasn't that much incredible jiu-jitsu in that match, although we would have hoped that there would have been with 2 black belts,
There was a lot of jiu-jitsu in some parts
Yes,
because
of course.
the patience. Jiu-jitsu was patient and Jake was patient.
both went, and GSP was patient too. He wasn't going anywhere. Pop,
Yes.
boom, pop, boom. Since there wasn't that much, any revolutionary techniques being used in that match, we thought it might be cool to break down that flying triangle. Did you guys see that? The flying triangle. It was one of the prelims, one of the really early matches. Garza, I guess, submitted Jabouin, is how you pronounce his name. And man, incredible. Jabouin was taking it with the leg kicks, was shooting him low, was hitting him pretty good. And then Garza, who was much taller, got a hold of his neck. Boom. Right? And he threw the knee to the body. Boom. Got one knee with the right. Switched. Threw the knee to the body with the left.
This hand was holding the neck.
Correct.
Correct. So one hand is kind of already trapped.
Yes. And then after the second knee to the body, Garza, second knee to the body, boom. Jabouin's worried about the third one, and Garza did some mathematics right here. Let me tell you what he did. He said, 1 in, 1 out equals triangulation.
And he knew that the knee strikes were going to get the hand down.
Yes.
One hand has to block the strike.
Now what's crazy is that triangle would not have been possible if both hands were down like this, because you can't triangle just the neck. You need an arm and a neck. But the fact that Jabouin was so committed right here to the neck control after the second knee allowed him to jump it. And all he saw right here is this hand is low. So when he expected the third knee to the body, the leg went like this. Boom. Shall we? And they fell right away. As soon as they landed, grabbed his ankle, locked it up. Okay? And then from here, he hugged the leg. Very intelligent hugging the leg over here because it prevents many things. Number one, it keeps him off balance in this direction. One of the very powerful and effective stacks of the triangle is to come this way and walk around the front side and then form in the throat, and then you slip out that way.
Either side would have been good. Even if I go here,
Right.
my back leg is propped up. But once this gets hugged for some reason,
It puts so much pressure on Hito's back knee that he can't even prop it up to begin the stacking process. Come on up.
Yeah.
Can't. So then he was elbowing from here, boom, so devastating to keep his hands busy. The truth is, Jabouin had this hand free and could have hit, but the power from here is not as much as the power from here. Because I'm not just hitting with the elbow. My legs, on each strike, the legs bring him in. So it's like, unite.
okay.
Right in his grill. It's beautiful. Great elbows, great strikes. At this point, he was losing it, and then eventually, side note, the leg grab also prevents the slam. If he don't want to pick me up and I hold his leg right here, he can't pick me up because I'm anchored on to his lifting component or base point. Okay? And then he tried to step over, yes. He tried to step over. Jabouin tried to step over Garza's head. But the problem is when you step over, your hips go very high.
He had to step over though.
Right. And your hips go very high. You lose all your balance.
He had to try something because
Oh, he was getting
he's
elbowed.
not able to stack and he's getting elbowed.
So he brought his leg in the party, and then we end up in this situation
And
right
it was
here.
a little bit off.
Right.
It wasn't, because if it was how we just were right now,
Perfectly triangulated.
I feel this.
Yeah.
Already. His thighs alone can squeeze.
But you guys see this? His neck was slightly turned in the triangle so that it was a little bit spacious here. So in the triangle in general, my friends, general triangle application principle rule is that the triangle is easier to choke someone and squeeze from the guard than it is from the mount. It's a fact. It's more controlling of a position and safe from the mount, but from an actual pressure on the artery standpoint, from the guard is more pressure because you can thrust your hips up. How can I thrust my hips down? The ground is here, I'm running, my knees stop. I can't go any further than this, but on your back you can drive right through his arteries and pull his head in the opposite direction, guaranteed choke out. In addition to the fact that it's hard to squeeze the triangle from the mount, the fact that he only slightly sideways throws it off for me as well. So he ended up falling. He grabbed this arm right here and he fell to the side. I thought for that moment he was going to step over for this. Now one thing that could have been done from here, from the mount, anytime I get a mounted triangle and it's slightly off-centered, uncomfortable, or hard to squeeze, boom, right here. Every time. I've never failed with the triangle lock to hyperextend the person's elbow right here. Because my hips restrict his elbow movement, I pull it to this hip C-clamp and you drive right through. He can't move his shoulders to accommodate the pressure, it's guaranteed. But Garza opted instead to fall off to the side and try to kind of catch it from here, walk around a little bit. Boom. And he had the arm here for a second. I thought he was going to finish this here.
Was he sitting down?
Initially, yes.
He got to his knees.
And then he split up to his knees, and then his head was kind of buried. Garza tried to pull a quick one. He said, yo, ref, he's asleep. He's asleep. And the homie said, no. He put his finger up and he said, no, I'm not. That was classic. But then 3 seconds later, he pulled the head with both hands, and that's standard triangle pressure. Squeeze the thighs, drive the hips, and it's over.
Yeah, the legs, the body type is perfect.
He's so
Long
long.
legs.
Long legs.
There's no reason why you can't finish the triangle. He did it great.
Let's talk about it. We promised you guys in the last Gracie breakdown that we would give away a Gracie Combatives DVD set. We weren't lying.
People were messaging me personally like, hey, don't give it to me.
Yeah,
man.
like hook me up, hook me up, let me get on the inside.
I'm like, man, come on, it says random.
Yes, so what we did is we randomly selected one of our subscribers to the Gracie Breakdown channel, and we verified that they, in fact, number one, were a subscriber, number two, that they had favorited the Gracie Breakdown video for the last Ultimate Fight Night, whatever it was, and that they left a comment on the video. Those three, subscribe, favorite, and comment, and you're entered to win. So we chose one of our subscribers, and if they met all those requirements. What's crazy is I randomly chose a subscriber. The first one that I chose didn't meet all 3 requirements of the subscribers. He was a subscriber, and I think he favorited the video, but he didn't leave a comment. So it's like, you have to do all 3. So I skipped him, skipped the second one, and then the third one that was randomly selected had met all 3 requirements, so we kept him in the party. Do you remember his name?
His name?
Efren.
Efren.
1112. 112. Efren 112 is his username on YouTube. He's got the hookup. Gracie Combatives DVDs, bro. They're coming your way. All 13 DVDs. Okay, package, shrink wrap. If you don't mind though, we're gonna slice open the shrink wrap here so we can autograph it for you. Although we need your real name so that we can put it there instead of putting Efren 112. It's not as cool. But it's all yours. We need to give something else away. This is too cool.
We just like giving stuff away.
There's no reason why not. We have a lot of friends and we have a lot to give.
Correct. Let's give away Women Empowered DVD set.
Have you guys heard Women Empowered?
They've heard.
The Gracie Self-Defense Program for Women. Probably been 7 to 10 years overdue, this one, that we have been waiting to make happen. And man, we finally did it. People always ask, do the women in the Gracie family, do they do jiu-jitsu?
Just enough. They do just
Yes.
enough.
And the Women Empowered program is basically a completely condensed program just for women to defend against, violence, assault, and sexual assault. 15 lessons, 10 core lessons, 5 advanced lessons, and we were incredibly privileged to have our sister, Sejina Gracie, help us with the DVD. She participated as one of the instructors, and we had a special guest instructor as well, Eve Torres, one of our students and assistant instructors for the Women Empowered program. And another special guest instructor.
You'll find out when you get it.
Yeah, it's very fun. Fun party, great techniques for women. Now, the funny part is that there are a lot of men out there watching this who have wives, sisters, girlfriends, whatever, aunts, grandmas, who are not taking that step in the direction of jiu-jitsu. Maybe they're not going to their local jiu-jitsu club, maybe they got intimidated, maybe they just aren't turned on by the idea of doing jiu-jitsu. It doesn't appeal to them at all.
I wouldn't want to do it.
if you're a woman?
Correct.
Right. What are the reasons why women out there are hesitant to do this, do you think?
I mean, you just come in and watch it one day.
We've had a lot of guys tell us these things too.
Now, many women do it.
Oh, there are lots of women participants who do it.
And they actually learn better than men.
And they love it, and they're better students.
Better students, 100%. But many women don't want to do it.
Yes, why?
Because a bunch of guys on top of each other, just holding each other down.
A lot of women don't want to grapple with someone they've never met before, which is reasonable. Other reasons, they don't feel they're athletic enough, they don't feel they're young enough, they don't feel they're fast enough. Now what's crazy is the Women Empowered program that we put together is 100% designed for at-home learning. It's the exact same program we teach the women here, but designed in the same structured, comprehensive format that we did Gracie Combatives in. You can't not learn. You can't not learn.
And you can learn with someone that you trust and that you love and you're comfortable with.
Man or woman. You can get together with a sister, a girlfriend, a couple of girls get together, plug the DVD, watch it, get down and practice it in slow motion, standing and ground self-defense techniques. How is this different from Gracie Combatives? Because a lot of people think women in self-defense, women in power is the same as Gracie Combatives, just
the attacker has a much different strategy.
Very different psychology. Okay. And the way a man attacks a woman is completely different than the way a man attacks another man. If two guys are fighting in a bar, they just swing wildly until somebody gets knocked out.
Correct.
But when a man attacks a woman, he has a very specific objective. Therefore, for the woman to defend against that, she has to be introduced to what those common objectives are, what those most likely threats are. Him grabbing her hair. A man might use a weapon during the attack. Much more common than just two guys brawling it out. A weapon, knife or gun, all of these are addressed. He might attack her from behind, out of nowhere, walking through an alley.
And we address the techniques and the psychology behind it.
Yes.
Trust us, women, that the men are very easy to manipulate. And we get into that. We get into how to manipulate the bad guy, the man, the attacker. So with the technique and how you got to speak to him, it's all covered.
The attacker's psychology and techniques are very predictable. You just have to know the techniques and the psychology to deal with it. It's all included in the Women Empowered program. We're giving one away. However, it's available right now for pre-sale. June 12th, it's official release date of the DVDs. If you purchase before the release date, free shipping. And you're guaranteed to get yours first when it comes out, which means first shipment comes in, yours gets sent out the door the same day. Free shipping.
Everybody else will come around asking for them, they're going to be gone.
Yes.
Always sell out.
Pre-order. What if they pre-order it and they win the free drawing, so now they have 2 Women Empowered DVDs?
They can give one to someone that they care and love about.
Dang, I love that idea. Or you can give it back, return it, and we'll give you credit back for it, or credit for a bunch of free t-shirts from the Gracie store. What's up with this t-shirt he's wearing right here? Look at this.
You can't get this t-shirt.
You guys read this right here?
It says, I made Henner tap.
He's the only one who can wear that in the world.
My boy Simon gave me this right here.
Dang.
He said, here I present this to you, and I'm like, man,
One
I wear this every day.
One day I'm going to want one that says, I made He Don't Tap. But until then, I keep training. It's crazy. By the way, Eficiencia, the way of the wise warrior, in case you guys were wondering. Green.
Efficiency.
Grandmaster, Rainforest.
And efficiency and being green and being very environmental is very important too. Yo, most importantly is they need to have a question.
Yes, to enter the Women Empowered drawing.
Correct.
Got it. Women Empowered drawing, free DVD.
You had a question, but I have a better one. The question needs to be, how do you think I make Henner tap?
Bro.
The majority of the time. I have one thing that I do to Henner more often than everything else. More than all the other techniques combined, I catch this technique right here.
So that's the question you have to
answer. And what is that technique? Yes.
Dang.
And if you win it, you get an extra point. If you pick the right technique.
You guys, subscribe to the Gracie Breakdown channel, favorite this video, and answer Hedon's ridiculous question.
What if you're already subscribed?
Then all you have to do is favorite this video and answer the question. And you're entered to win the Women Empowered DVD series. You're going to love it. Women, if you're out there, enter to win. Men, if you're out there, enter to win. Give it to someone you care about or work with it to teach someone.